Hey guys, All the Way with Alloway here at Sundance 2014. I'm with Jim Mickle and Nick Damici, who are the director, writers of Cold in July. So I love the tone of this film. It sort of exists in its own genre. It's raw, it's masculine, it's southern. What were the puzzle pieces that you guys fit together to create that specific tone?
Good question. I mean, it's based on a book, so there's a lot of stuff there. It was more about finding a way to take the dense, sprawling book and I think whittle it down into something satisfying, because it's hard to connect all the dots when you don't have the all the canvas to be able to fill the dots in. So a lot of it was Nick's great writing and figuring out how to boil things down to their essence and make it work. Tonally, it's a really strange movie and there's a lot of stuff going on. So.
Did you guys watch any specific films to sort of get that feeling? Any westerns?
I thought Cape Fear. When I first read it, I said, "Oh, it's Cape Fear," and it becomes Taxi Driver. Wow, that's kind of interesting. And I think that's kind of what we did in a way. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, you guys have such an amazing cast, and you also have a writer on board, Sam Shepard, who's one of my personal favorites, which I hear he wrote one of the pivotal scenes. So how was it collaborating with your cast and someone like Sam?
Everybody's different, Everybody's different because there's Michael, there's Don, there's Sam. They're three wildly different people and wildly different actors, but they're playing three wildly different characters. So that was part of the charm, was just harnessing that, and not trying to fit any one of them into a box. But the great thing about Sam was I think he's a master at what the kind of story that we're telling, fathers and sons and guilt and so. Just to have him around was kind of great, but he would weigh in. The cool thing was, his character is a really unsentimental character, and it's hard to do that in a script and still make a character exist, I think, because you're just looking at a lot of, no dialogue and that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. I think he had the discipline to stay,
And he was really gracious. That whole thing, that one scene was pivotal, and we were having a very difficult time nailing it on the page. So we had a lot of things, and they were good, but it was like, it depends on the actor. When Sam came along, Sam kind of agreed, but he said to Jim at one point, "Well, do you think Nick will be weird if I take a stab at doing this?" And I was like, Jim told me, and I was like, "Can you Sam Shepard, man?
Yeah.
The greatest American playwright exists."
Yeah.
Well, I thought a lot about Fool for Love, which is one of my favorite plays. So you guys have this wonderful exploration of corruption and impulse and consequence, but at the same time, Michael C. Hall is wearing a pre-made mullet, and there's some comedy. So how did you balance the light and dark of the film?
I guess just having having the confidence to kind of push for it. There's a lot of comedy in the book. There was some in the script, and what I was really pleasantly surprised at was how much of it came out. I think if you go head on for the humor, a lot of times it doesn't work. But I think we had a cast that was smart enough to throw stuff away. And Michael was smart enough to just be goofy enough without being a parody, and Don was smart enough to give us tons of material to work with in the editing room and really figure out when you wanted to be funny and when you needed to pull it back. And
well, it's fantastic. Thank you guys so much, and congratulations.
Thanks.
Yeah.